nights with pictures, margaritas by pictures. It's a million nothing, maybe for the princess, one princess. I like it when you smell like you at a carnival. Me rock with the eyes, mission impossible. I get you in that state room, I'm making you sing. I'm making you scream, from a princess to a queen. I look in your eyes, you a princess. Ain't too many places I ain't been yet. If I can make a wish, I would stay with you like a week or two. I just wanna cruise with you. I just wanna cruise. Hop on the leader when cool with you. We be cruising all around the world. I just wanna cruise with you. Hop on the leader when drink a few. We be cruising all around the world. I just wanna cruise with you. Hop on the leader when cool with you. We be cruising all around the world. I look in your eyes, you a princess. Ain't so many places I ain't been yet. If I can make a wish, I would stay with you like a week or two. Hey. YouTube, what's the deal? This your boy Prince Lucky. You watch Cruising with Prince. If you're brand new to the channel right now, please subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications for every time I drop. You'll be the first ones to get it. Smash that like button. Let everybody know some cruise tips I can help them out with in the future. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of all that. You know what I'm saying? Stop watching my videos without subscribing and liking. Yeah. No. We back. Man, I just watched an interesting video. And I ain't fully watch it. I watched like maybe 7-8 minutes, and I'm like, man, I gotta bring this on my channel, man. We gotta review this video right here, man. Shout out to Solo Cruise and Travel. That's the name of this channel that I'm playing this information from. I always want to give credit to the content creator. But the name of this video is called Carnival Cruise Line Complaints. Right? Hold on.
Are you considering booking?
Okay, so the name of this video is Carnival Cruise Line Complaints, Real Concerns You Should Know. Strictly the ops, strictly Carnival. You know what I'm saying? And they made some valid points. And I want to see if any of my other subscribers or my cruisers out there that happen to run across this material, if you went through the same thing, and I want to break down my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? Without any further ado, it's quite a long video. Not that long, but it's long. You know what I mean? So we're going to jump right into it. Stick around, and let's go over this. Let's go over this info.
A Carnival Cruise Line vacation? Well, before you book your Carnival cruise, there are several major concerns from actual Carnival passengers that you should probably know about. I'm talking about real Carnival Cruise Line reviews from cruise message boards, cruise critic forums, Reddit, Facebook cruise groups, where thousands of Carnival passengers next vacation, and to the cruise line concerns that passengers are discussing right now, from food quality concerns and overcrowding issues to customer service problems and, of course, ship maintenance complaints. I've spent hours reading through Carnival reviews on Cruise Critic and Carnival Cruise Line Facebook groups and all the forums. Plus, I've gathered those insights from passengers who've recently sailed with Carnival to reinforce these and to make sure that they are, in fact, things people are living in this moment.
Now
before we dive in,
what I'm going to talk about too, as well, is this a Carnival thing, or is this just a cruise thing? You know what I'm saying?
Is the largest cruise line in the world, and millions of people, they sail happily with them every single year. The line offers really great affordable cruising options, and that's the one thing I do adore about them. And you know, for many passengers, But if you're deciding between cruise lines, Carnival versus Royal Caribbean or Carnival versus Norwegian or any other cruise line comparison, you do deserve to know what actual passengers are saying about the Carnival experience right now. Now, having said that, I am the solo cruiser Wade Heath, and if you feel like my reporting and perspective bring you any sort of value, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, go subscribe to this channel. Get over
there. If you
there.
happen to be a solo traveler looking to cruise more often without having to pay that dreaded solo supplement, that double occupancy rate, I totally understand. That is why I put together my top 5 tips. What I do every time I book a solo cruise now, so that either I'm never paying a double occupancy rate or I'm paying a greatly diminished rate. I never pay full price anymore, and these tips are how I do it. So if you're interested, there's a link for you.
I ain't never seen a cruise line that didn't do
the big one, and that is
double occupancy
constantly. The food. And I do not mean that people are being picky. I mean passengers are consistently describing food as terrible, the worst, and subpar. Here's what's happening. The main dining room gets criticism for serving the same food.
Yeah, on that note right there, man, I only heard one person say that Carnival food is top notch. Shout out to my homie AK, man. Cold Cut Truth. He the only one that always bags up Carnival's food. Any other cruiser, you ask them, do Carnival got the best food? Most of them say no, and they say Royal Caribbean got the best food. These people got the best food, and this is the reason why. Virgin, MSC, Norwegian, Princess, Celebrity. You don't never really hear Carnival in the storyline when it comes to food, but I think that is true. That's a Carnival thing, y'all. That's a Carnival thing.
Food every night. Lack of variety and underwhelming quality are consistent themes I see every time I go through these concerns. One longtime Carnival cruiser with over 30 years loyalty said the food quality decline is staggering in their eyes and called their recent cruise one of the worst they've had in years. Multiple passengers report the main dining room has the same food every night, and that food they do have is not tasty. The buffet, officially called the Lidl Marketplace in a lot.
I never understood why cruise lines keep the same food. He ain't lying. If you went on Carnival 15 years ago and go on Carnival now, it's going to be the same food and desserts from 15 years ago. It's like they do not switch it out with the options of food at all. And the number one thing when it comes to the food is it don't be seasoned. So a lot of people might be diabetics and they don't do all those seasonings and things, and it's pretty much bland, and that can be, I don't know if somebody back there is tasting the food before they sending it out there or what, but a lot of the food really don't have that many spices and salts and seasonings.
Out of these Carnival ships, well, boy, that often gets even harsher reviews. Passengers describe buffet food as cold and bland, and they cite there's a lot of weird foods in there, which I don't really know what that means, but continuously I hear no flavor and gross is thrown around. Not something you want affiliated with.
I just said all that.
With your food. One cruiser mentioned finding flies in the food and that they almost ate it. Another passenger said the buffet food was by far the worst food I've had on a cruise before. Multiple reviewers specifically mentioned that they actually lost weight on their Carnival cruise because the food was so unappetizing that it was a challenge not to spit it out. Here's a telling detail. One passenger said the pizza was the only redeeming food item on this cruise. I guess when pizza, which is free pool deck food, is the highlight of your dining experience, it's not exactly a ringing endorsement of the culinary program. The food is so problematic that it seems to affect passengers' entire cruise experience. One reviewer even titled their review, "Man Overboard, Abandoned Ship," specifically because of how disappointing the food was. Another said their Carnival cruise turned into the cruise from hell with food quality as a major factor. And here's, I think, the real kicker. The specialty restaurants you have to pay extra for, they generally get better reviews, which makes passengers feel like Carnival is deliberately letting the included dining slide to push people toward paid options. When you are already paying for a cruise, being essentially forced to pay more for edible food, well, it doesn't sit well.
Facts.
And here's the passenger perspective. They expect cruise food to be plentiful, to be fresh, and at least enjoyable. The included dining is consistently described as terrible, cold, and unappetizing. And when passengers are literally losing weight because they can't stomach the food, it undermines the entire value of the cruise. Food is a huge part of the vacation experience, and Carnival food quality seems to have become one of the most consistent complaints across mess.
I would say that's number one with all cruise lines. The food. The food is so important. I got a quick question. Why do cruise food make you go to the bathroom like immediately? Like, I don't know. Is that just me? I don't know.
Get your hair all the way up,
Eh,
just like
eh,
that.
eh,
Grab a
eh.
zip tie and tie this right at the top. Raise up, tie one more time right over the cap. Last step, boop, tie this.
Become one of the most consistent complaints across message boards. Moving along, Carnival reviews, everything was insanely packed. And that isn't just about one or two sailings. This is a fleet-wide concern that passengers are noticing more and more. Carnival has been building bigger and bigger ships. The newest Excel-class ships, like the Mardi Gras, the Celebration, the Jubilee, they can carry over 6,600 passengers at maximum capacity. But here's the problem. Carnival is packing more passengers onto their ships compared to their size. For example, Carnival Jubilee, well, that measures around 183.5 gross tons, but can hold 5,282 passengers at double occupancy. That's only 300 fewer passengers than Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, which is over 1,000 gross tons larger.
Damn.
Essentially, Carnival is squeezing as many passengers as possible onto ships without proportionately increasing the space and amenities.
Facts.
So what does this mean in real life? Well, long lines for everything is what it means. Passengers report you could, quote, not get a seat for any show, even if you show up like 45 minutes early, close quote.
Man, you know what blows me, man? On Virgin Cruise Lines, you have to reserve everything. You have to reserve everything. You want to go to this show, you want to go to this comedy show, you want to go to this, you have to reserve through the app. You can't just pull up and say, hey, what time is the comedy thing? Okay, we finna go up there. You know, no, you got to have a reservation. And sometimes these reservations be getting booked up, not even when the cruise starts. Like, it be booked before you even get on the cruise ship. You know, the people who put their money down first, they get all the options and the choices. You know, and these people was booking these events maybe a month, 2 months in advance. So when you get on there, it's even harder to get a seat somewhere. But Carnival do be packing. From when I was on there, everything just stayed packed. Like it wasn't enough room for people to do anything. I don't have to stand up in the punch liner so many times.
They also said the casino doesn't have a single spot available on the slot tables in the afternoon and at night. And every drink is a 5-minute plus wait at the bar. The extra foods like deli and burgers sometimes require a 10 to 15-minute wait as well. One passenger on Carnival Celebration described it as horrific because everything was insanely packed. Marketplace buffet gets particularly crowded during peak dining hours, to the point where even John Hill, the Carnival brand ambassador, has acknowledged the issue publicly, saying card players have been asked to relocate their games to make room for guests that are trying to eat because there simply isn't enough seating. I know a lot of people go up there for sort of recreational time where they play cards and do a bunch of table type games. Embarkation, it can be a nightmare too. One passenger reported waiting over an hour for a drink because there were only 3 bartenders for 4,000 people. That's not a staffing shortage. That's
Appreciate the thumbs up, Deanna.
a fundamental capacity problem. And here's what makes this particularly frustrating. Carnival keeps building these bigger ships with more and more passengers, which means the overcrowding problem, well, it's only getting worse. Multiple passengers who cruised with Carnival during the post-COVID recovery period mentioned that ship
I do not like cruise ships that have that many people on there. Like I think like that's what make the classic ship so good. Classic ships be hold like 2,500, 3,000 people. These new ships is just insane, and it overwhelms me seeing that many people. You know what I'm saying?
feel much more crowded now compared to those emptier voyages, and obviously that's going to happen, but it does create a stark contrast that makes the current crowds feel probably even more overwhelming to a lot of these people that are leaving these reviews. Ultimately, the passenger perspective here is one that is saying they want a relaxing vacation, not one where they're constantly fighting crowds and standing in lines. When you can't get a seat at a show or you can't find a space at the pool, and you have to wait in line for every drink and snack, it doesn't feel like a vacation. It feels the value proposition of an affordable Carnival cruise diminishes when you're spending half your vacation standing in lines. Now, I will say, I traditionally get to shows about 30 minutes in advance, and I can almost always find a seat. So maybe this is a one-off in terms of the 45-minute concern that I kept seeing quoted. Maybe it's a particular ship that was referencing, but any Carnival cruise that I've been on.
Yeah, it's absolutely too much, man. I love going on the cruise ships where 2,000, 2,500 people, you start seeing the same people back and forth like the next day. On them cruise ships that have all the other people on there, man, you fuck around, get lost. Every day it's a new face. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I love the smaller ships. I love the smaller ships, but they don't compare. They don't got the excitement and bells and whistles that these new boats got. Even when it come down to small things like USB ports in the room for charging your phone, you know what I'm saying? It be the little bitty things um, that you get from off those big ships. But to be frank, like I said, man, give me the small boat. Give me the small boat, man.
Comfortable. Multiple Carnival ships have been showing their age, and not in a charming vintage way. The Carnival Liberty gets particularly harsh reviews. Passengers are describing the ship as old and shabby, with service and average food that lacked the variety expected on a cruise. The condition of the ship is abhorrent and is long overdue. Dry dock. The Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival got some of the oldest ships, man. They got some real old ships, man. Shit, man. Y'all know the feeling that you get when you first walk onto the cruise ship. Y'all know, like when I do my stump right before I get, on the ship, I do my stump, and you walk to that door, and you walk to the main hub, and you see everything. Sometimes the hubs be looking the same like they did 20 years ago. Like they not refurbishing the building at all. They're not refurbishing these boats at all. Maybe just a couple of things, but I learned to look past it. I learned to look past all that type of shit. Like, shout out to Wizard in the building. Prince, you're the reason Zah made it. You to go to this cruise ship. Appreciate that, brother. Right, you are able to actually meet people. Yeah, and make connections, man. How can you make connections? Relations with 6,500 people walking all around and shit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Say, miss me with that shit. You know what? I think that since we's talking about the crowd control on the big ships, I think they need to take a loss. Even though the thing can hold 6,500 people or something like that, start only putting like 5,000 people on there. It's just too many people. It's just too many people.
Sunshine, which is almost 30 years old, was described by one experienced cruiser as cruises I've ever taken, specifically because the ship was, quote, noisy, hot, and crowded, close quote. Despite a $155 million renovation in 2013, that basically ended up gutting the ship down to its hull. Passengers report the ship still feels outdated and problematic. Not just the older ships. Even on newer or recently refurbished vessels, passengers report maintenance issues, wet and moldy carpet, things that are broken and never fixed, cabin.
Yeah. You get a lot of that shit with MSC. A lot of that shit. You know, them boats old as hell. But like I said, man, I look past all of that shit, man. I look past all of that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Facts, too many people make it whack for real. Lines all over the place, shit be messy, and motherfuckers got to motherfuckers get to run out of shit. Period. Facts. Hey, there's something else though. Let me say this, man. This may shock a couple people, you know what I mean? But I'm starting to get more and more, not about the fatigue thing, cause like I don't give a damn if I'm cruising on a boat with a lot of people that look like me. That ain't the thing. But I'm just like, peace is everything. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I didn't understand that shit. Like, damn, why we, tearing each other down? But people come on a boat and make it unpeaceful. And all you can do is just shake your head at that shit. I'm starting to like peace and quiet now. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm in the club. If I'm in the club, I'm with all the ratchet shit. But outside of that, like, yeah, I want my peace, man. MSC been doing it for y'all. MSC really been doing it for me when it comes to that, on that note.
Things that are broken and never fixed, cabins that are damaged or dirty, and general signs of deferred maintenance. Sanitation is also another serious concern. In 2023 and 2024, 3 Carnival ships, the Breeze, the Elation, and the Miracle, scored near the bottom of the CDC's vessel sanitation program list with scores of 86, 89, and 88, respectively. For context, any score below 86 is considered failing.
Teach me that when you get a credit card, you're actually not supposed to spend the entire balance. When I got a card with a...
Bruh, say you spitting, bro. Motherfuckers get on the boat and lose all class. How many motherfuckers out there been to motherfucking Miami? Put your hand in there if you've been to Miami. Miami like that. Oceans, Collins, Washington, them blocks, South Beach. Like, this shit is not real. Like, motherfuckers be walking around half naked. It's a lot of rich motherfuckers out there walking with a lot of jewelry on. Like, it's just like what is this GTA shit? Like, GTA. I don't know. Sometimes Carnival can get like Miami. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Motherfuckers lose all they top. They top. When you go to Miami, you lose your top. Yeah. Especially if you there with the right people, you don't lose your top. I don't seen so much crazy shit. Drag queens and shit. All kind of shit, nigga, on Miami Beach, man. Smoking weed, the police everywhere. Like, that shit is fucking nutty, fucking crazy. And that's how Carnival be coming, man. Carnival be coming the same damn way. I know y'all gotta keep y'all head out here. All right, let's finish.
Score below 86 is considered failing. These ships were dangerously close to that threshold. Now, the Carnival Fantasy has had buffet food safety problems serious enough that the CDC flagged them, leading to modifications.
Hey, another thing I was gonna say, man, I used to pig out, man. I say about maybe like maybe like 6 years ago and back, man, I used to pig out, man. I used to eat crazy mountains of food. Going to get seconds, thirds. I got the pizza, I got the deli, I got the buffet food. I'm talking about all this shit in front of me. And they used to pig out. I don't do that shit no more, man. I go to the buffet, a little bit of this shit. I don't even be eating that shit most of the time. Like dude said in the video, you know what I'm saying? People be wasting a lot of food, you know? Or I just get small portions of shit. I don't even be eating like that. A spoon of everything. Spoon, drop, one of those, I'm finished. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even be pigging out no more.
Safety problems serious enough that the CDC flagged them, leading to modifications of self-serve setups and stricter temperature controls, with health inspectors that are enforcing out.
You know what? Damn, I keep on thinking of new shit. It keep jumping in my head. On Virgin. So basically what he's saying right now is health inspections is bad, you know, and the temperature of foods and things like of that nature is not passing. And I like it. Have you ever been on Virgin before? Virgin is cool because it's buffet style food, but you don't actually get it. You sit down, you order what you want, and they bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? So they keep people from hovering over your food and you know, different people touching the food. They shit for you like a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was crazy different, being that I've been on so many other cruises and you are the one that is grabbing what you want. And it's like all you can eat. But now, Virgin, they bringing you a portion size. If you want some more, we'll come and bring you some more. You know what I'm saying? But you won't be going in the back getting nothing. Just tell us everything you want and we'll bring it to you. Shit be crazy. Virgin changed the game with that shit. Why you saying this, Prince? I know Virgin inspections is probably up there.
That are enforcing operational changes on your buffet, I think that's probably not a good sign. Multiple passengers mentioned ships just feeling tired and dated and in need of a dry dock. Who compared their 2011 sailing on Carnival Destiny to a recent sail on the renovated Carnival Sunshine, said the newer experience was worse despite the massive refurbishment. Ouch. The overall passenger perspective here is they expect their cruise ship to be clean, to be well maintained, and to be safe. When passengers are seeing mold, dealing with broken fixtures that never seem to get repaired, and reading about CDC sanitation scores that are barely passing, that creates some serious concerns about whether Carnival is adequately maintaining its fleet. Even if they're paying budget prices, passengers, they don't expect ships to feel neglected or unhygienic. A lot of people save their entire lives to go on a cruise, yes, even a Carnival cruise. They expect, at the very least, something that is hygienic and in good condition. Next up, here's where Carnival really seems to be struggling right now, and that is with customer service. I'm not just talking about occasional bad experiences, I'm talking about systemic issues with reaching on and getting problems resolved. Let's start with the pre-cruise experience.
I don't know, man. I got over 25 years, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know how it's been since, what was it, 2022 or 23 was my last time on Carnival since my ban. I'm not sure. I think it might have been October 2022 or 23. I don't know. Whichever one. What is good at is the service that they give you. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. I don't know how things is now. But when I was going on there, I remember this just your stewardess knowing your name, the bartenders get to knowing your name. Hey, Mr. Eugene, Mr. Eugene, how you doing? You going out? You going out? You gonna have a good time? What you gonna do? They be real friendly. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that no more in cruising no more. Like, people ain't remembering your name, none of that. Like, I don't know. Let me know if that's a Carnival thing. No, I think that's an all cruise thing. But I don't know what's going on over there in Carnival, so I can't really speak on it. Let's finish.
Getting problems resolved. Let's start with the pre-cruise experience. Passengers consistently are reporting that there is no telephone number to speak to anyone, or that they cannot get through to Carnival's customer service line because none of the automated prompts allow you to speak to a live person. Even travel agents who booked the cruise report they could not give a number for customers to call. The average hold time is up to 3 minutes when you can get through, but many passengers report they simply can't reach a human being at all. And unfortunately, it looks like email isn't much better. Passengers report that Carnival's responses are often generic, unhelpful, or misdirected. One passenger said, quote, "After my email was read by Carnival, they directed me to a guest services department to check on my sail and sign card charges, even though the charge in question was made before I sailed. When they emailed to clarify, they're still waiting for a response." Onboard guest services has its own set of problems, it seems. Multiple passengers report that when they bring concerns to services, they're told they already knew of the problem, but can't solve it. Essentially saying, I'm sorry, but it sounds like I don't care in the end. One passenger had water damage in their cabin for days despite multiple requests to guest services, with the carpet soaked and no resolution. Post-cruise customer service is also notoriously difficult. One passenger forgot to cash in at guest services for disembarkation and was told the refund would be mailed within 7 days. The biggest complaint was that there's no phone number to follow up, and their travel agent couldn't help either. The response to complaints is often frustrating too. When a passenger got sick from expired milk on Venezia, customer service responded that unexpected illness, even when related to an accidental consumption, is outside of Carnival's control. Okay, and refused compensation. When passengers had cabins over the casino with loud sound that prevented sleep, guest services said they couldn't solve our problem and offered nothing but an apology. Carnival's own brand ambassador, John Heald, has had to publicly address the passengers' need to voice concerns while on the ship because the company receives so many complaints after people get home. But when passengers try to voice concerns on the ship and are dismissed or told nothing can be done, well, it creates quite a catch-22, does it not? I guess the overall passenger perspective on this one is they want responsive, helpful customer service when things go wrong. And they literally can't reach anyone by phone when emails get generic, unhelpful responses, and when onboard guest services dismisses their concerns without attempting resolution, passengers.
In the comments, I want y'all to tell me what's y'all least favorite island on the cruise. Your least favorite island, like, I don't even know why we going here. What's your least favorite island? Least favorite, not your best. What's your least favorite island?
Feel abandoned. The lack of accessible customer service turns minor issues into major frustrations and makes passengers feel like Carnival doesn't value them once they've paid for their cruise. I will say, I've only had to go to a guest services desk, I think really.
Major lawsuits are holding Illinois residential and behavioral health facilities accountable, and survivors of abuse are
to go to a guest services desk, I think really one time for like an official concern on a Carnival cruise. The one sort of major incident that stands out in my mind is when I was on the newer Carnival Forensic, and I was staying in a Terrazza Cabana stateroom. In the middle of the night, I did an entire video on this, I'll link this here. The middle of the night, several nights of my cruise, there was this just crashing, banging going on in the walls, and nobody knew what it was. My neighbor could hear it too. It kept them up. And I went
That's
outside. I
that
went to the
wind.
hallway. I mean, nobody could figure out what this was. I informed guest services. They ended up sending somebody to come listen to it, and they agreed, yeah, that's intrusive. Their solution in the moment was to give me uh, earplugs. I mean, that was the solution. They said they couldn't move me, that they were at capacity. There was nowhere else for me to go. But here were some earplugs. I will say to their credit that in the end, they offered me, I think, $250, $300 credit, onboard credit,
There
which I
you
was not
go.
anticipating, was not
There you go.
expecting that at all. And so it was very nice. However, it was
That's a win. Sorry, y'all. The audio clipped off on the car. Okay.
a day or so before I was set to leave. So I had to figure out how to spend this really, really fast. And I don't
Shout out to Jones in the building right now, man. Appreciate the comment. Love Cozumel, so not an island, but I'm never getting on a cruise to Yucatan again. Worst port, period. Facts. I'm with you when you're right. Y'all seen I was just over there not too long ago. I was just over there. Everybody say that that's the worst port to visit, period. Yucatan, Progreso, Mexico. Yeah, I'm straight on Yucatan. But look though, I'll go back, but I won't get off the ship. And if I do get off the ship, I'm not gonna take that bus ride into town. Like I'll get a beer or a drink or something like downstairs, right there in front of the boat. But actually going to the town to go see something and do something, no, that's over with. That's a done deal. I don't want to Yucatan. I think I don't been there three times, maybe four. I'm straight. I'm straight on that. I appreciate your comment, Jones. And since we talkative, tell me what's your favorite island?
set to leave. So I had to figure out how to spend this really, really fast. And I don't even think I spent the entire thing because I already had specialty dining that I purchased, right? And I consumed that at that point. So anyway, it just stands to me that they did try to go above and beyond when they couldn't move me and there was really nothing else they could do. They were like, hey, here's at least something back. We're sorry about that. And call us if it happens again before you leave, because they got another night or two. So I did, and I document this in the video, and it took me calls and calls and calls in the middle of the night before anybody at guest services picked up. And I let them know, hey, you all said that you wanted to send like an engineering team out or something the next time this happened. Well, I'm telling you it's happening and I'm willing to stay up. And they said, oh, we'll document it. Well, fast forward, here we are, I think 2 years later, and I'm getting reports from people who've watched that video, who've stayed in that room or rooms around it, who have said, no, it's still the same problem. We're still hearing the same crashing sounds. And when we go to guest services, they act like they've never heard about this issue before.
Yo, I was just on a cruise. I forget which one. Like one of the last 3 or 4 cruises that I've been on. We had the balcony, and the fucking balcony the wind just kept making noise like it was crashing. Like it was the balcony walls that were loose. So that bitch just kept. That shit was crazy. I want to say that was probably Road with the Richest room. They kept making that noise. I'm not sure if it was my room or the balcony was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? When you got that wind going against it continuously like that, them screws get loose, and You know, they should be retightening. So when people was coming up there cleaning the balconies and everything else, they need to be checking on them screws in the, you know, the little walls that cover from the next room to the next room, because that's what that is that's making that crashing noise. It's the wind hitting the fucking wall in the back on the balcony. I remember niggas had to put a sock on it, a sock or a t-shirt on it to keep it from doing that. As soon as the t-shirt went on it all, you know what I'm saying, stopped. Everything, or the noise stopped. I don't know who room that was. I know it's on one of my lucky vlogs if you're watching. I'm gonna go with San Juan or Rotan, Honduras for my favorite. Rotan, Honduras, ooh, that's one of my least favorites. It's one of my least top 5 islands to go to. But if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm straight. I don't know, gang. Jones, I've been on a lot of fucking cruising. I don't did a lot of fucking cruising. I don't been to San Juan more than I got fingers. I don't been to these places so much where I could damn near walk around that bitch with a blindfold on. I'm straight, man. But it's always good. Weed is legal now and there, out there. They got the little smoke shop in town in the old San Juan. That's cool. You know, they got the weed spots all out there and shit, the dispensaries. I'm with the shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never gonna complain going to San Juan. And I ain't never gonna complain going to Honduras. Because every time I went to Honduras, it was just always just swim outside and look at the boat. You know what I'm saying? Pay that money to get on that big ass trolley that's gonna take you to the beach or do that long ass walk. I know they got the ATV, swim with the turtles and shit. But I don't think that part of Honduras had like no taxi section to leave from that area. It's like when you pull up to that part of Honduras, you kind of like trapped in that area. It's kind of like Grand Turk, even though you can leave in Grand Turk. But I'm gonna say 90% of people stay right there in that area. And Honduras is one of those spots where 90% of people stay right there in that area and just go to the beach and swim and look at their boat. I'll be and it's just like I want your culture. You feel me? I don't want to just oh man. So when I say like places like Barbados, places like St. Lucia, St. Martin, a lot of those little islands, man. I wanna go into the city. Belize, I love Belize. I wanna go into the city and be amongst the people. Don't just leave me right here in this tourist area where shit, drinks is still high and everything is still high. You know, and let me go be with the people. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. Okay? I could be wrong though. You know what I'm saying? My cup of tea might not be your cup of tea. You feel me? But it's all good. We're gonna respect each other, you know?
When we go to guest services, they act like they've never heard about this issue before. So maybe there's a communication problem on board with Carnival, I'm not sure, but clearly we have some anecdotal evidence here that I've experienced directly that I can share with you as this hasn't been corrected either. And they're acting like they didn't know it existed. So again, one of those things to keep in mind before booking your next Carnival cruise.
Your W-2 and file your taxes. 37% of
your next Carnival cruise. And from there, here's where it gets messy. Carnival has policies and rules, but passengers report wildly inconsistent enforcement. Or
inconsistent policy enforcement. Yeah, you get away with everything. Almost murder on Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Cruise Lines, they doing the most. Motherfuckers throwing bodies under beds and putting life jackets around them. Fights and all kind of shit. Boy, them motherfuckers doing the most on that bitch. The most on that bitch. Carnival Cruise Lines, I wondered if heaven got to get them. I wondered if heaven got to get them. Carnival Cruise Lines. I wondered if heaven got to get them. Jesus Christ.
Enforcement that seems arbitrary and unfair. Let's start with the dress code situation. Carnival has a cruise casual dress code that tank tops for men in the dining room, but imposes no parallel restriction on women. One passenger on Carnival Panorama was, quote, denied service in the main dining room solely because I am a male and wearing a sleeveless shirt, while his wife, wearing an identical tank top, was apparently seated immediately. The written dress code still on Carnival's website explicitly prohibits, and while women can wear them freely. When policies are gender specific and enforced inconsistently, it creates justified frustration. Then there's the loyalty program issues. Carnival made changes to their loyalty program in 2025, and my God, the removal of those perks and longtime passengers.
That's why I love MSC so much. Whatever I was on Carnival, I'm that on MSC. So y'all know, before I got banned on Carnival, I was 46 days away from being diamond. 46 days away from being diamond, which is 200 days on water. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? So that's 154 days on water. I was 46 days away from being diamond. Now I go on MSC and I get them same perks. They status match. So that's why I love MSC. I think MSC needs to build like a diamond, platinum line at guest services like Carnival. Ooh, I used to love benefiting off that. I used to love looking at the line where it was full of fucking 30 people in line and just jump right in the front. People be like, hey. I'd be like, hey, come platinum, motherfucker. Platinum. Get your cruising up. Get your cruising up. I used to love that shit right there, man. But it's all good though, you know. I go on MSC and I status match, and I still get the perks, man. So it's all love. It's all love.
Passengers are just up in arms. They're so frustrated. They're so angry. One passenger reported so many issues: no platinum rewards, not dinner choice, no free vouchers, no PIN, nada. When you've been loyal to a cruise line for years and suddenly your earned benefits disappear or aren't honored, that is a tremendous issue. The new rules controversy from June 2025 created massive confusion as well. Carnival released updated Have Fun, Be Safe rules, but simultaneously, an infographic titled Carnival Cruise New Rules circulated on social media that included information about a fan ban related to the popular line dance. This led to widespread misunderstanding about what was actually policy versus what was misinformation. Carnival's silence and lack of clear, proactive communication meant passengers were confused and worried about rules that may or may not be real. There's also frustration with how rules are enforced. Passengers report seeing some guests get away with behavior that others are punished for, whether it's dress code violations, rowdiness, or other disruptive conduct. The inconsistency makes passengers feel like...
Hey, let me say on MSC, when you go to MSC and you go to the dining room, they got a list of things that you can't wear there too. I think one of them said no t-shirts. I went in that bitch with a t-shirt on because I'm sitting in the line. Go look at my birthday. I don't know. Was it my birthday? No, I don't think it was my birthday. I went on MSC in October. I was standing in line waiting to go in. I had a fucking t-shirt on. I was wondering, is they gonna let me in here? But my t-shirt was sparkly, like I was dressed nice, you know what I mean? But Carnival is doing dress codes and telling you what you can't come in. MSC is doing the same thing.
For the acute treatment of migraine with
My bad,
without
y'all.
aura in adults, Nurtec ODT can provide.
Are you considering both a Carnival cruise
Oh, it
later,
fucked the video up.
And from there, here's where it gets messy. Carnival has policies and rules, but passengers report why the staff is in. Ultimately, the passenger perspective here is they want clear, fair, consistently enforced policies. When rules seem arbitrary, like tank tops, okay for women, but not for men, when loyalty benefits end up disappearing without explanation after you built them up for decades, when misinformation circulates without official clarification, passengers obviously feel like Carnival's policies are a little inconsistent at best. And
let me ask y'all a question out there, man. To everybody that's watching this video, I need at least one person to put this in the comments. My bad, y'all. It kind of went down. They got balconies looking at, it's like Central Park, and looking at people walking around a boat. Or would you want a balcony that's on the water? I would not pay for a fucking balcony to look at people walking around a fucking boat. Like, that's some stupid shit. That's some stupid shit. That's some stupid shit. Yeah, I want the balcony. I want to be able to look at the people walking around. What? I want my privacy. I want the air. I want the ocean. I want to look at the stars. I want to look at the moon. I want to come up. Why in the fuck would I want a balcony facing towards people walking downstairs? Why would you pay for something like that? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Yeah, I ain't nowhere near your amount, laughing out loud. I only been on 11. Man, shout out to Jones, man. You will get to where you trying to get to. I really love cruising. I really love cruising. Cruising is life for me, man. You know, and if you love it, you'll get there too. I still got a few places to go, so I might change my mind after this year on my favorite. Okay. Shout out to Deanna. She said, I'm buffering. We back. Okay. Shout out to Money Man Chris in the building right now. What's good, Prince? Chilling, man. Thank you for stopping by the channel, man, and saying hi, man. And, you know what I'm saying, acknowledging your boy, man. I appreciate you. We watching this little video talking about Carnival complaints, trying to see, is this a Carnival thing or is this just a cruise thing? You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing right now. That's how we operating right now. Appreciate you, though. I promise you I do. I want to look at the water. Facts. I don't want to see you, motherfucker. I don't want to see these people. The only way that I wouldn't complain about that is if I booked a fucking porthole to see the water and they upgraded me to a balcony to see people inside. That's the only way. I would not pay my money. I would not pay no money for a balcony to see people walking around no cruise. No. Hell no. Shout out to Last True Elk in the building right now, my boy. I wouldn't, but some people like people watching. Man, that's some creepy shit. People watch on the Lido deck. People watch from the focus section. No, hell no. Hell no. Give me an interior. If that's the case, I'll just go sit my ass in the hot tub and go people watch and look at people. Throw on these motherfucking sunglasses and go look at motherfuckers. I don't even want to look at motherfuckers. Excuse me for cussing. Trying to get over that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to look at people. I don't want to look at you. I'm gonna do Carnival celebration this summer. Shouts out to you, brother. I hope you have fun on that motherfucking money, man. Do your thing, boy. All right, let's try to get through this video, man. Finished, man. We almost finished. And we had 20 minutes and 51 seconds. The video was 28 minutes. All right. So we got about 7 more minutes to go.
A little inconsistent at best, and unfair at worst. And finally, Carnival's reputation and party ship atmosphere. All right, this one is a bit different because it's about the overall vibe and reputation rather than specific operational issues, but it's a real concern that comes up constantly when people are deciding whether to book Carnival. We all know Carnival has a reputation, fairly or unfairly, as the party cruise line, or I've seen it quoted many times, and these are...
I like that. I like that party cruise line. But then again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm moving on to my piece. I ain't mad at the party cruise atmosphere. I enjoy it, to be honest. I want my peace now. Now I'm in my peace. I don't know. Damn, a nigga 43 now. Don't even feel like it. I still feel like turning up. I still feel like turning up. Like I can do whatever. But now though, I want peace and quiet, man. I want peace and quiet, man. I don't want all the ratchet shit. Miss me with all that shit. Miss me with that shit.
Use the Walmart of cruising. And depending on what you're looking for, that's either a selling point or a deal breaker. Let's talk about what passengers are experiencing. Viral videos have shown overcrowded decks, unruly crowds, and rowdy behavior. Notable incidents include a liquor-fueled brawl aboard the Carnival Sunrise, a terminal fight in Galveston that led to 24 passengers being banned for life, and various other altercations that always make the news. While these incidents involve passengers of all backgrounds, they contribute to Carnival's image problem entirely. Carnival has a 15-drink daily limit on their Cheers drink package program, which theoretically prevents over-intoxication, but passengers...
Let's keep it real, because he not saying what he's trying to say. Carnival is a black cruise. You can think whatever the fuck you want to think. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn what you think. Carnival Cruise Lines is a black cruise lines. Black people gonna swarm that bitch. Swarm that bitch. Depending on the days that's going out. Anything from night 6 days, black people running that shit. 8 days, 7 days, you might get a whole nother. Anything longer than that, you might get a whole nother atmosphere. But as far as the short cruise, shit, less than a week, black people running that shit. I'm gonna give you another example. Virgin Cruise Lines. Virgin Cruise Lines is an LGBTQ cruise. They flooding that bitch. They flooding that bitch. You hear me? So if you're not ready to see that, or if you not knowing that, it might be a big. I only been on Virgin one time, and that shit was a shocker to me. And I know that shit. That's headquarters for them letters. That's the headquarters of cruising for that shit. So you gotta know what to expect. Royal Caribbean, that's headquarters for white people, gang. And black suburban people. That's headquarters. But Carnival though, niggas is on that motherfucker. You better believe it. You better motherfucking believe it. That's headquarters for niggas to come meet up at and have fun. Believe what you want to believe.
But passengers report the atmosphere, especially on shorter cruises and weekend sailings, can be very party heavy with lots of drinking. Carnival launched 2 new security positions specifically designed to, quote, monitor alcohol consumption on board and to protect guests under 18, close quote, which tells you...
Oh, let me say something, man. I'm sorry we can't get through this because things keep popping in my mind every time I hear this motherfucker talk. Margaritaville. Oh, whoa. Boy, they got their security stepped all the way up. Stepped all the way up. You think you getting on Margaritaville with that dumb shit? You incorrect. They security stepped all the way up. Them security people, they running all through the Lido deck. They guarantee that they not gonna motherfucking go out like Carnival or go out like the Paradise. Cause the Paradise right now is like the hood too. That's why the island and the Paradise is 2 different things. We can't wait for this beachcomber to come this year, you know, but Margaritaville has got their security all the way up, all the way up, all the way the fuck up, man.
Tells you this is a serious enough issue that it requires dedicated staff. The shorter Carnival cruises, 3 to 4 days, typically get a particularly bad reputation for attracting big partiers. One passenger admitted having hesitations when they first sailed on a 3-night Carnival cruise over a weekend because they'd heard about rowdiness and the occasional brawl in the past. But here's where I think it gets complicated. Not all Carnival ships or sailings are like this. Longer cruises tend to be calmer, and I think that's traditionally across every cruise line. The newer ships like Mardi Gras and Celebration attract a more diverse crowd. Many passengers have perfectly family-friendly experiences with 0 drama. I've never encountered a fight on a Carnival cruise, and I've been on dozens of them. The reputation issue, it affects Carnival's ability to attract certain demographics. Multiple forum posts show potential passengers asking if Carnival is worth it or expressing slight doubts, specifically because of Carnival's reputation. Even one UK-based cruiser said Carnival's reputation gives me slight doubts as to whether I'm doing the right thing, and that Carnival seems to be the worst compared to the other cruise lines.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The worst compared to the other cruise lines. And here's the uncomfortable part about all of it, and that is some of the incidents and rule clarifications have disproportionately affected specific communities, leading to accusations of discrimination or cultural insensitivity, particularly around the...
Yeah, man. Black people feel attacked. They feel attacked. Yo, just because you from the ghetto and you got thug mentality don't mean you can't go nowhere. Don't mean you can't cruise nowhere and shit. You know, and setting these different rules and boundaries to keep niggas from off your ship, it's a little racist. It's a little racist. But what do you expect when you got the lowest price cruises in the game? That's one thing I miss about Carnival. Carnival, you can go somewhere for $300. I can go somewhere right now for $300, $350. And that's all everything. $350 with gratuities. Get up out of here. Fuck it, pull the gratuities back. $350. Get up out of here. And gradually, the hood gonna relate to that and get on that. And it's like, people are like, oh, we don't want to fucking go nowhere with them. You can't stop people from going places. And just because you on vacation don't mean I'm going to lose my morals and my values because I'm on this vacation. I'll whoop a motherfucker ass disrespecting me outside where I'm from. I'll whoop your ass nigga on this cruise ship. And I'm not from here. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, man. So it's just the culture, man. It's the culture, man. And black people got Carnival, G, in the headlock, G. And Carnival don't like it. And they fucking doing everything that they can to keep niggas from getting on that goddamn ship, boy. It's too late, though. It's too late, though, bro. It's too late, bro.
Cultural insensitivity, particularly around the fan ban controversy and rules around music and dancing. Whether intentional or not, Carnival's communication failures have created perception problems that affect how certain communities view the cruise line. Ultimately, the passenger perspective is this: they want to know what kind of atmosphere and crowd they're getting into before they book. When Carnival has a reputation for rowdy party atmosphere, viral brawl videos, and inconsistent rule enforcement, potential passengers, especially families and older cruisers or people seeking relaxation, they have legitimate concerns about whether Carnival is going to be the right fit. The reputation problem isn't just about what actually happens on board. It's about perception, and perception affects booking decisions. All right, so there you have it. Several concerns that keep popping up specifically about Carnival Cruise Line in cruise reviews, message boards, and in conversations with actual Carnival passengers. Now, here's the important context. Carnival is the largest cruise line in the world. I said that earlier. They operate dozens of ships and carry millions of passengers every single year. With that volume, you are going to have more complaints simply because there are more passengers. Not every complaint represents the typical Carnival experience. I am balanced. I try my best to represent everybody's specific perspective. Carnival also offers some of the most affordable cruising in the industry, which is the other big sell point. If budget is your primary concern and you want to cruise for less, Carnival delivers on that promise. Their newer ships, I was mentioning earlier, Mardi Gras, Celebration, Jubilee, they have received positive reviews and offer modern amenities. Many passengers, by the way, especially those who cruise frequently, they have consistently good experiences and they love the line. I just went on the Mardi Gras for the first time a couple months ago. I adored that ship. That is
never got a chance to go on the Mardi Gras. I never got a chance to go on it.
New and beautiful. Yeah, it's crowded, but it's a big ship. That happens on big ships. And this is a big but. These concerns are real. They are widespread and worth knowing about before you book. The food quality issues aren't isolated complaints from picky eaters. They're consistent patterns across ships and years. And the overcrowding isn't occasionally busy days. It's a fleet-wide issue driven what seems by Carnival's business model of maximizing passenger count. And the customer service problems aren't one-off bad experiences. They're systemic challenges with accessibility and responsiveness. In the end, do your research on your specific ship. Read recent reviews for that exact vessel, not just general Carnival reviews, and book newer ships if at all possible. I think that will save you a lot of heartache and manage your over on the right. And for my really wonderful experience, I'm the solo cruiser Wade Heath, and I will see you next time.
Good video, man. Good video. Good, man. I thought I'd share that shit. I thought I'd share that with my subscribers. I hope y'all appreciate that video. Subscribe to Solo Cruisers and Solo Travel and Cruisers. Go subscribe to his channel. Some of the things that they've been saying about Carnival complaints. I thought I want to bring that to my channel, and I want to respond to it with me being a travel blogger for over 25 years. That's right, 25 years. Some of y'all ain't even 25. 25 years of cruising with Carnival. That video was pretty accurate. That video was pretty accurate. Until the next time, I'll see y'all again. It's your boy Prince Ducky. You watch Cruising with Prince. Love y'all. Like the video, share the video, and do everything that y'all gotta do. Love y'all, man. Love y'all. Keep rocking with me.